contact at the Damelios texted me saying that him and Charlie would be grateful if I could make a tweet or something stating that there was a misunderstanding and she did have the rights to use the images. If you decide to sell the photos for any reason, I would like to be notified beforehand so that we can work something out.
So, if you guys remember back when Charli D'Amelio's career first started to kickstart on social media, then you guys would probably know that she would get her photos taken by a photographer named Jake Doolittle. Charli would even credit Jake on her Instagram captions, and a lot of people started following Jake for his amazing photography skills. Jake has recently come out with a video exposing that Charli D'Amelio's team hadn't paid him for his work. Today's video is going to be one hell of a roller coaster, so let's get into it. This mess of a situation first started when Jake decided to quote tweet one of Charli D'Amelio's photos where she was holding her book called Essentially Charli, captioned "Me when I never got paid for photos." Now, for those of you guys who don't know, Charli D'Amelio actually included photos that she had taken by Jake in her book that she reportedly made millions of dollars from. Jake proceeded to shed light into the situation of him not getting paid for Charli D'Amelio's photos that she was profiting off of by making some more tweets shedding light about the fact that he hadn't gotten compensated. After this, you guys, Jake's tweets started getting a ton of recognition on Twitter, and this is when he decided to make a video since he was getting a ton of interview offers from multiple press and media outlets to further investigate this situation, since obviously Charli D'Amelio is a huge social media persona, and the fact that this could be true would have shocked many people online. So with that being said, Jake decided to finally upload a video a few days later titled "Charli D'Amelio's team won't pay me for my work." There were multiple things that Jake described in this video, and he even showed screenshots of text messages that he had with Charli D'Amelio's team claiming that they were him into making a statement saying that this was all basically false.
I would like it to be known that there's a huge difference between the D'Amelio family and Charli and the D'Amelio team. Charli and Heidi have been nothing but polite to me. The issue that I have is with the D'Amelio team. Behind the 17-year-old, there is a team of people watching everything on social media that is being done for or against Charli. In December of 2019, I went to Connecticut to take photos for Charli. I had contacted Charli and Heidi. Heidi had responded. Charli was an influencer, of course, but it wasn't to the point that it is now. But I thought that her content was great, and I thought it would be beneficial for me to have an introduction early on in her career. The photo shoot went great. The photos turned out great. After the photo shoot, I was asked by their manager to send what I agreed to as photo rights for the photos that were taken. I'm adding the emails. The parts that are super important is where I say, if you decide to sell the photos for any reason, I would like to be notified beforehand so that we can work something out. I very clearly in my email said that I will not sell them, but if they decide to sell them, I would like to be notified so that I can get paid. This photo shoot was for an Instagram post. The D'Amelio family and the whole team got photos of Charli showcasing her dance ability, and in return, I got a social media post out of it, all knowing that I would not get compensated for any of it, unless they were to sell the photos. I had only done consistent work for the D'Amelios between April and July of 2020. On December 1st of 2020, there was a post on Charli D'Amelio's Instagram account saying that she had just published her first book. I had absolutely no clue that my photos were in this book until a friend screenshotted and sent me the post asking if these were my photos and had I been compensated or credited. Right away, I bought the book on Kindle to look through, see how many photos of mine were used, and if I was credited. 2 of my photos were used.
Jake basically explained that as a photographer, it doesn't mean anything when you credit someone without giving them permission.
But a credit means nothing when the work was taken from you initially. I started to realize that my photos were being used without my permission and against the previous agreement that we had had. I had always said small things between that time like, hey, did you know that Charli D'Amelio's team used my photos without permission? This is not a new thing. It is new that I'm able to speak about it publicly and have people hear what I'm saying.
But he was also extremely upset about the fact that he hadn't gotten compensated at all by Charli D'Amelio's team, even after reaching out to them.
Last week, a a tweet was put on Dixie D'Amelio's account, and I retweeted that and replied with, "Can I have compensation for your sister using my photos in her book without permission?" I responded with, "I can't think of anything but the millions you made off of my photos." I believe that there was a lot of money made off of those photos. Knowing what influencers get paid per Instagram post, the fact that that was used as a promotional photo for the book, and then 2 photos in the book that sold more copies than I could ever imagine.
A couple days after Jake's video had gotten out, Charli D'Amelio nor her team had spoken out about the situation at all, and Jake started getting a ton of support under his video, with many people praising him for even having the balls to come out with a video against Charli D'Amelio's team, with many people saying things like, "Artists should get paid for their work. These huge teams behind multi-million-dollar creators will take advantage of an excited artist so they can underpay them and then forget about them when they decide to make a ton of money. It's happened to me, and it'll continue to happen to small creators. I know that this is absolutely insane and hard to deal with, but it really is nice to see other small artists fighting back. Legal teams allow these things all the time and allow larger artists and creators to use whatever they want and leave us in the dust. Of course they are polite to you. They get something free and can let management be the bad guys. Charli and her family know exactly what they are doing. They could get you paid immediately, but aren't. So yeah, there's that. You do have the deal in writing. The emails are proof enough to constitute a contract. I'm so sorry they're intimidating you and fucking you over like that. I know it's hard to have this on your shoulders, but you're fighting for all small creators right now. Thank you for not just giving in." Jake even started getting support from other popular YouTubers, including Danny Gonzalez, who also shedded light to the situation, saying that his friend was literally being threatened with legal action by the D'Amelio's management, saying, "My friend is being threatened with legal action by the D'Amelio's management because he wanted to get paid for his photos." If you don't know, Jake took all the photos for the We Are Two Different People tour. He's a really talented photographer on top of being a really fun dude to work with, but I think my favorite part of working with him by far was paying him for his work. Anyways, I definitely want to know what you guys think about the D'Amelio's management getting exposed for not paying their photographers. Do you guys think this is messed up? Also, do you think the D'Amelios or their team is going to speak out about this? Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I love y'all so much, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.